There's a gap in your identity that's slowly killing your progress. One of the most frustrating parts of personal growth is this: you start doing the right things, but you still don't feel like the person who lives that way. You start building discipline, you start improving your habits, but internally, it feels unfamiliar still. That gap, it has a name. It's called the identity gap. The identity gap is the distance between the person that you're becoming and the person that your mind still believes that you are. Your actions do start changing first, but your self image doesn't update automatically. So, what happens? You experience internal friction. You start hearing thoughts like, is this really who I am? Can I even actually maintain this? Maybe this isn't sustainable. And most people misinterpret that discomfort and they think that something's wrong. But it doesn't mean that something's wrong, it means that something is changing. So, the psychological conflict most people deal with is that your brain is built to protect your existing identity, even if that identity is limiting you. If you spent years believing, I'm not disciplined, I'm inconsistent, I always fall off, then the moment you start behaving differently, your brain sees that as a threat to the identity that it already knows. Not because growth is bad, but because certainty feels safe, even if that certainty keeps you stuck. So the mistake that most people make is they experience this identity gap and they assume that that discomfort means that they're forcing something. So they slow down, they relax their new habits, and they drift back into familiar patterns. And they eventually say, see, I knew I couldn't keep that up. But the truth is, they didn't fail because the new habits were wrong. They failed because they stopped before their identity caught up. So this is the reality of real change in your environment and in your identity. Real transformation always follows this order. First, your actions change, then your patterns stabilize, and only after enough repetition does your identity update. You don't become disciplined first. You act disciplined long enough that your brain finally says, this must be who we are now. Identity is not declared, it's installed through repetition. So if you feel that strange tension while you're improving your life, that feeling of being slightly out of alignment with your old self, don't panic. That's not failure. That's the identity gap closing. So every day that your brain sees the right behaviors, your brain gets a little bit more evidence. And eventually the question stops being, can I keep this up? Instead, it becomes, why did I live any other way? So if this helped you see real transformation, I want you to type in the comments transformation. And until next time, man, I'm going to see you later.